walked out of shows where they've just expected me to be this pretty blonde and just, and I was like, it's a house setup. Why do I need to be in a sexy one-piece dress? I'm literally sitting in the living room. They're like, no, and I'm like, I'm feeling objectified. I'm not doing this. And I left that. Back in the time when we used to wait for my dad's salary to come, and my mom used to save in a way that what if it doesn't happen the next month, I need to save this month's money in a way that I can use it the next month also. It's a nice feeling when it's me now giving that money. I feel like in life कभी-कभी आपको बोल के जवाब नहीं देना होता है. आपको सिर्फ उस वक्त का इंतज़ार करना होता है, फिर वक्त दिखाई देता है कि मतलब क्या हुआ था. I did not give any reply to any of these comments.
Yeah, you didn't.
And time showed. सबका time आता है, पता है.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. This is a Women's Day special. And my guest today is an incredible woman. What a journey she's had. She started right from a place very far, far away from the industry. And look where she's reached today. I'm talking about, of course, the fantastic Tejasswi Prakash. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining in on Women's Day.
Thank you for having me, Rudrani, really.
So we're going to go take a deep dive into your journey, and I think it's going to be a lot of inspiration for people who will realize that when you work hard and you face a lot of troubles, but you will at the end reach where you want to.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, I just spoke about the fact that you had an incredible journey, but like every other journey, I don't think it was easy.
Yeah.
Firstly, you never wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
I think we'll go there, right?
Yeah.
Like your entire background was engineering at that point. And of course, things unfolded and all of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like today, when you are at a position where you're financially independent, doing so well as an actor, you're getting so much love, you do go back to those days of struggle, right? Which kind of have shaped up the woman I see sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
So let's go there.
How I started, honestly, was comparatively, now that I look at it, not the toughest part. Because for me, it all just happened. But once I started with my acting journey, I realized this really is what I want to do, and this really is where I want to be. And I, with time, realized that it's not an easy place to be in for a long time. So what do you do to actually keep doing what you love forever? Everybody wants to do something they love forever, right? But not everyone's able to. So for me, my answer to that question was that I have to give my all. I have to work hard. So I am able to do what I love for the rest of my life. And so once I started, I still remember that I was shooting for a television show, and at the same time I was doing a Marathi film. And that Marathi film was shot in Kolhapur. So so that's a road journey.
Correct.
Which is 9 hours. Like you got to travel in the car for 9 hours. So I used to shoot here for 12 hours or 13 hours or 14 hours. Get into the car, drive for 9 hours. Not drive myself, like be in the car for 9 hours. Reach there, do my makeup and shoot over there for 12 hours. Take the car and come back. So the only time I had to sleep was in the car, because basically I was getting off the car, shooting, getting in the car, getting off the car, shooting, getting in the car. So now when I think about it, it was tough. But, and also in the car, when I'm talking about in the car, I couldn't even sleep, because the drive is through Lonavala and Pune and all of that, and I have this thing, I cannot just trust somebody driving me so blindly that I am able to fall off to sleep.
I think it's a part of being a woman.
And also the fact that I had my mum in the car with me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to sleep if my mum's literally in the car with me at the back. And if anything happens, I want to make sure that the driver's not sleeping. I don't care, I've been shooting and I'm traveling and I might not get time to sleep. But I used to just be so focused, and I feel like as girls, right, if you're driven to do something, I really feel if we if we just aim for something, even if it's just a 2 hour sleep, it doesn't matter to us. We're going to go and do it. When I started getting paid, obviously my first check went to my mom.
Of course.
And with the way she reacted to it, like she didn't buy anything out of it. She didn't let me buy anything out of it. She literally just started saving all of that money till it reached a certain amount where we could start investing. So it's a lot that I've learned from my mother. And my mom always said that, you know, even when she would go through some issues and she would want to run away, she didn't have a place to run away and go to. She had either her mother's house or her husband's house.
Yeah.
She didn't have a place that she could call herself and she could go and went out or just like be. And she was like, you know, tomorrow, whenever you plan on having your independent life, make sure it's independent in a way you're able to work out whenever the hell you want to and call it yours. And don't come back here. Or don't come back and go to somewhere else, go to someone else, or like, you know, anything of that sort. Call something that is yours. And that really hit me. There was one thing that I actually really wanted, you know, to happen in the future is that I, as a girl, do believe in passive income. I, as a person and as a whatever little business I understand in terms of investments or in terms of trading or anything, I understand that I want my money to make money for me, and I want to multiply that. And I shouldn't always have to be stressed about how's the next month going to come, because I know for a fact the kind of industry I belong to, there's going to be a time that I might not have work, or I might just have to take a break for bigger opportunities or anything, and I should be able to on my, you know, on my terms.
Absolutely.
On my terms. And that is why I feel like as girls you need to start understanding investments in a way that you start having your passive income even when the time in your professional life is not working in your favor. A lot to blame is the stupid beauty standards that are out there in the world today. Like I see these girls who've not even started working but for some reason have the best bags, have the best heels, have the best designers, have the best clothes. And every time I think about it, I'm thinking, oh, that the whole look kind of, in like if I kind of calculate it, comes around like 5 lakhs. And every time I look at that, I'm thinking, what would I have done with that money? And that bag and those heels would have been the last thing. And I could have really made a lot out of that bag, 5 lakhs. And I know that about myself. And it's just kind of sad to see people promoting it, to make, which is fine. Like, you know, you should treat yourself. But for other girls to take inspiration out of that is wrong, I feel like.
Your mother is a wise woman today also because of the hard times that you all must have also seen, right? Like, regarding finances.
The other kind of people are like, yeah, I had it.
I moved on.
And I'm going to work on it. And I'm going to make sure that I do not have, my future doesn't look the way that my past was. And I'm going to make sure my future generations don't see the things that I have seen. You know, so that is the kind of woman that I am. I'm not going to be sitting and telling you that these are the kind of struggles I faced. 100% everybody does, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
And I'm also not the kind of person who likes to live in my past victories. I don't like talking about, oh, I've achieved this in my life and I've done a show that this, then. No, I like talking about what am I doing right now. It doesn't matter to people what you did and how successful you were 10 years back. And it shouldn't. Even though I get appreciation, I like it. But I'd like to also have my present as good and my future even better.
Makes sense?
Yes. So that is how, of course, yes. There were a few, there are reasons why being financially independent is important to me. Because I know how it feels now. Like back in the time when we used to wait for my dad's salary to come and my mom used to save in a way that what if it doesn't happen the next month, I need to save this month's money in a way that I can use it the next month also. It's a nice feeling when it's me now giving that money.
How sweet.
I have friends who have these boyfriends or these husbands and they're like, I've got this and I've got that. And I tell them, you know what, it's sweet and I love that for you. But that kick of you going into a store and you're like, I like that packet, please. And you put your card in front, and the way people look at you, that kick, I love it.
Precisely why when we had discussed earlier as well, I think when people write about, oh, this house is bought by, Tejasswi
Yeah,
and Karan, when
yeah.
you had bought it, I'm sure it made you angry. In a way, it was like frustrating to see that, this is such a sexist thing to do.
Yeah. Also, a lot of times I feel like, in terms of work as well, I feel for some reason, like for the kind of actor I am, I feel like for a male actor, it's a lot easier for people to see after they're in a relationship with a lot of other girls.
Yeah.
But for girls, it's a lot tougher. Like they can't see the girl with any other guy doing that, and for me that's not cool.
That's not cool at all.
Like I've not had the opportunity to be as versatile as Karan. Like he's had the chances to work with so many other girls.
Yeah.
And I know, as for the kind of actor and for the kind of person I am, how much I can deliver on screen. But I feel like this thing really needs to cut down. Like, just because a person is in a certain kind of a personal relationship doesn't mean that you're not able to visualize that girl with some other
else.
man.
Why
like,
should
why
that
not?
Be? And you're an actor.
Like, if you can imagine the guy with other girls and doing other different projects and all of that, why not the girl?
Because you brought that up, I remember that Karan had once put out a tweet also about sort of clarifying. You had to actually go and clarify about these stories about how he was not allowing you to do certain scene as an actor. And I'm like, the word allowing means that you are going to Karan as a person to ask permission. I don't think you'd ever do that.
No.
That itself is problematic to me.
100%.
Tell me your thoughts on that.
I honestly think that I, as a person, or even in terms of like a family-oriented girl, do things and do take up things, keeping everything in mind, keeping my personal life in mind, keeping my family in mind. How are they going to react to what I do, and all of that. And I feel like so ultimately it does come down to, it was your call. It was your call. Now, I can't regret the decisions I've taken because I have kept things in mind. But at the same time, I know for a fact that that shouldn't be that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
That's not how it should be. You should take calls in your professional life on the basis of what you want and how you want it. And I think, I think it's a lesson learned. I think,
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I'd also like to correct the statement that it was never that. I had to ask permission or anything. It was.
Why would you?
It was like always like my decision, my choice. Yeah. But I'll be lying if I say that I haven't taken calls keeping things in mind.
Which I think
fine.
is most women, which
like
is fine.
Which is keeping like him in mind or my family in mind. So I have taken decisions like that. Some have been right. Some I feel like I really shouldn't have. So I've also learned from my mistakes, and I'm going to work on them. Now I'm going to take calls on the basis of what I like doing, because I feel like I said, because it's a lot easier for it's a lot tougher for girls then. Like if they let those chances go, anyway it's tougher, and you're only making it tougher for yourself. So that was stupid.
100%. I remember you had left a serial a long time back because you thought that they had promised that the character is going to stay in a certain track, right?
Yeah.
And that call you took a long time back.
Long time back, yes.
Right?
And that was one of my best shows.
Right?
Yeah,
it did well for you. Of course, Ragini as a character before that was very popular for you. But then eventually, you decided to take a certain calls in that serial because you didn't like the track that your character was taking. The negative track the character was taking, and you were like, I don't want to do this. I feel like that's a brave call to do, and that's exactly what my question was. And today, I think you have a little bit more power to change things.
Yes.
Sometimes in the beginning you don't have, right?
Yes.
So please give me examples and tell me how that has shaped up this little power that you get today. how a lot of female actors really should be given that more, to the decisions to not do things that they don't want to do.
Honestly, when you're in the beginning of your journey, when you're in the beginning of your career, yes, you're not that independent to basically let go of the work that's actually making you be on screen, letting you be on screen, letting you run your house, pay your bills. It's very tough for you to get out of that setup, because it's not like if you let that go, you can afford sitting at home for the next 2 months. A lot of times you can't. But I don't think that if you actually, I think if you really dream big and if you're actually driven and passionate about something you really want to do, and it's actually pushing you to a space where you're having to do something that doesn't match your ethics, just get out of there. Because I really feel कि मतलब it's a saying ना, हिम्मत ही मर्दा तो मदद ही खुदा, like,
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
तो आप अगर हिम्मत दिखाए उस एक आपके सपने के तरफ और आपकी उस एथिक के तरफ जो आपके उसूलों के खिलाफ है, तो आपकी मदद होगी, and the universe will help you, and the universe will push you to a direction that you actually want to do. I did not have enough money to walk out of that show because I did not want to portray the character. I've also walked out of shows where they've just expected me to be this pretty blonde and just, and I was like, it's a house setup. Why do I need to be in a sexy one-piece dress? I'm literally sitting in the living room. They're like, no, and I'm like, I'm feeling objectified. I'm not doing this, and I left that. So I have taken these decisions, and that is why I feel like all the power in the universe has actually got me here, where I actually want to do what I want to do.
Have you faced more sexism in the industry, and how did you deal with it?
I think I really haven't faced sexism in the industry, to be very honest with you. I'm doing a show which is totally about me. It is everything about me, and everybody's loving it, and the kind of love that this show is getting, probably a hero-oriented show is also not getting today, or like 2 hero-oriented or 5 hero-oriented is also not getting it, which I am, as a woman who also has the entire show running on her, is getting. So I do not see it in the audience or even in the makers. What I do see a little bit over here is like what I said. It's a lot easier for a lot of people to position a guy with a lot of other girls because of the kind of image that person's had, or in spite of being in a relationship. But it's a lot tougher for a woman to get that just because she's in a relationship, and I don't like that.
No, it's unfair.
I don't like that.
100%.
Yeah.
So tell me the women, you've spoken about your mother, but who are the other actors and women who you've taken inspiration for in this journey, right? There are certain women you look up to and say, wow.
So I have honestly worked with a lot of female producers. And when I say that, I obviously mean Ekta Kapoor, I mean Rashmi Sharma, I mean Shashi Mittal. So these women have created an empire of their own. They write their own stories. They execute it. They look at the monies. They look at the creative outlook of it, into the casting, basically everything. And you literally should look at these offices and these buildings and so many people working under them. And that to me is badass.
100%.
That to me is badass. Like, oh my God. Like, it's just commendable how these women handle things. And when you honestly look at when they started, right? When they started was at least, I don't know, 10, 20 years back.
Yeah.
And back then, as a female producer, getting into the industry and making these big changes must have been tough. Now, I don't know a lot about their journey, but you can only guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%.
It was, the movie industry was a male-driven industry. And in this industry, if these female producers have come up and have made these changes, where they have these biggest shows and they're making money and they're putting up like good products out there for people to see, It's brilliant.
I know that there have been, stories about you auditioning,
Speculations, yeah.
speculations, right?
Yeah.
Stories about you auditioning for Dream Girl 2 and other films as well. Now, we'll not get into speculation part of it, but I want to know that I know there is a definitive step in you also making, picking up roles that interest you and going in that direction. So I want to highlight that.
I'm not going to name any film in particular.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to do that. But yes, I am looking at. See, I as a person, I'm not somebody who is, how do I say it, a reality star who's trying in acting, or a content creator who's trying in acting, or a singer or a dancer, or somebody else who's trying into acting. I am an actor.
You're an actor.
I am an actor. I am an artist, and I am going to do what I am good at.
Yeah.
And that is why, for me, the platform really does not matter. But I'm going to take up things in the future that lets me do what my job is. And I shouldn't be given anything lesser because I'm not a person who's from a different field who's trying to come into this.
Yeah.
I deserve a better role, and I deserve a meaty role, because that is what I do.
Yeah.
And that is what I am able to do as an artist. So I think anything lesser than something that lets me perform is really beneath me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tejasswi, of course, we should quickly talk about the love you get in the internet. And I feel that is also because, like, you see this woman in front of me, and we've spent some time together now, and we've met each other before. You've kept it real.
Yeah.
You see that. And also there are some nice middle class values that you've retained, and proud so, right?
Yeah.
Me too. And I think that is why people love you for who you are, and of course
Yeah.
for your work. Tell me how you feel when you see them connect to you the way they do, how they look at you as this person who makes them happy.
Luckily for me, I don't have to do much for them
Yeah.
to connect with me. I really just have to be honest of who I am. And they just, I think, really like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that people look at me as like the star, or like this or that, or like, oh my God. I really feel like people look at me as one of their sisters. And they're like, we have to make sure that she makes it.
Yeah.
It to me feels like when my fans talk to me, I really do see them literally pushing me as a team. Like, even if we achieve something, nobody ever tells me like, you did it. They're always like, we did it. Even in terms of taking credits, they know that it's a joint effort.
Yeah.
They know, like, all of so today, like, every other girl in a house can very much relate to me, and find the ease to actually come up to me and be like, Teju, you're doing so well, you should do this and that. Even if I'm walking on the street, they have that ease. Ki Teju hai, isse baat kar sakte. And I want that ease.
Yeah.
And I want people to actually come up to me and talk to me about whatever they want to, and not just, I don't want to be that person that people are so scared of talking that they just like come and take a picture with it and just leave. No, I want people to be able to converse with me, because I love that. I love that, and I love that. And I think that is why I'm getting all of the love on social media, because like the last song, I was just singing a song on my last post, and I'm literally in my pajamas. I've just woken up in the morning, I have no makeup, nothing, and I'm just sitting on the window, and I just sang that song, and people like that song.
I know.
People love that song, and people love the way I just kept it real, I think. And I think that is what the audience today is craving, for somebody that they can relate to on a personal level.
You won Big Boss and it became even bigger, right? You already had that fan following. Or bada ho gaya na,
But that
family.
was the plan. That was the plan. I wanted to make sure that, yes, I'm not bigger than the show. The show is big.
Yeah.
The show is big. Like, everybody who gets out of Big Boss gets recognition.
Somewhere or the other.
But how do I make it big? How do I turn it in my
favor? Why not?
How do I do that? So then I was very sure I have to do something next which is equally big or bigger. And that way, and in that project, I have to be able to say, that's because of me. And that's all about me.
you know, it made sense.
You
how-
can't take the credit of, oh my god, I did
Yeah.
so well in a show like that. No, like everybody does. That's a big show, period.
100%.
You're just delusional then, according to me.
And I love that. And now it makes sense for me how you dealt with that entire thing about, oh, you know, she won because she's a face of colors and all of that.
I feel like in life कभी-कभी आपको बोल के जवाब नहीं देना होता है. आपको सिर्फ उस वक्त का इंतजार करना होता है, फिर वक्त दिखाई देता है कि मतलब क्या हुआ था. I did not give any reply to any of these comments.
Yeah, you didn't.
And time showed. You know, सबका टाइम आता है, पता है, सबका टाइम आता है. और आई रियली बिलीव मेरा भी आएगा.
आ गया आपका
नहीं
टाइम.
नहीं नहीं अभी बहुत है, अभी बहुत है.
It's okay.
I was just waiting. I was like, I'm just going to wait. I waited for a year. Everybody's got their answers.
Also among the ones who stood up for body positivity.
Yeah.
Because you've seen the brunt of how trolls are. Again, harsher towards female actors and women on social media. They're judging on your clothes, judging on the way you look and your size. You know, whichever shape or size is not enough for them and you're not pretty enough for them. You've, you know, spoken about that. You've been through the entire, you know, trolling as well. How do you look at it, A? And of course, about how body positivity is so important.
I feel, how do I say it? Like, I have been told a lot of things, especially when I was doing Nagin, and especially because how beautified all the Nagins have been, and how I'm like a nice chubby Nagin for the first time. And then looking at the result, I think a lot of people are kind of over it. Because if that is all people came to watch that show, then mine would have been the worst. But the fact that mine is the best and is the longest running Nagin ever.
And extended.
And it's already the longest running and still going, is because people actually relate to me for the way I express, and not just for the cheeks that I have. I really do take that the more pride you take in the way you look, it only makes you more desirable 100%. And more admirable. Like, and I do take the way I am with pride, that this is how I am, and I love it, and I'm happy about it. I feel like this whole insecurity in terms of how your body is not in the people who look at you. It's a lot got to do with what you look at yourself as. You'd probably let it affect you, because when you look in the mirror, you're there telling yourself, oh my god, they're right actually. Don't do that to yourself, because people don't care. They might just say two things and they'll just go back to life, but it's actually you who are making it a big deal in your head. Like yesterday a size 0 was popular, tomorrow a size 10 is going to be popular, a curvaceous body is going to be popular, a this kind of body, a tall is going to be popular, shorts, whatever. Things keep changing, and you as a human, how much are you going to spend money on your body and just keep changing with every trend?
And it's ridiculous. Like,
it's
why would you follow a trend when
yeah.
it comes to your own body? Like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad that you spoke about it, and you always have, and very, very proud of you for dealing with it the way you have. But I think Karan has fueled all the rumors again.
Yeah.
That's saying that March mein maine to bol diya hai, we would have been getting married. A certain section do feel that you already have done a secret roka or something. A certain segment are rooting for you to get married. But now that I have you, I will put an end to, hopefully I'm putting an end to whatever this discussion is going on. And of course it's your life, so.
Look, I am in love.
Yeah, I know.
And I am a little superstitious that way. I feel like
Nazar, na?
Yeah, I feel like the more I talk about it, people kind of tend to jinx all the beautiful things in your life, and this is a very important part of my life, you know.
Getting married, yeah?
Yeah, like, so I don't think I'd like to talk about when, how, and you know, all of that till it actually happens. And that's the kind of person I am. Like, I would like to just keep it a secret. We're going well, we're going strong, and to me that is more important. That is more important. That is what is giving me peace.
I'm like, touch wood.
Yes, please.
Touch wood. But you are. I love that both of you are, you're in a relationship. And I think that's important, right? We're talking about women today, and I feel like the way you deal with it,
Yes.
you're individual people
Yeah.
in love, and you all have deep respect for each other. That's how it should be.
That
for
is how it should be.
Isn't it?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this? And, I mean, about relationships in that per se?
In a relationship, I really feel like us as girls, I mean, a lot of women in today's country are expected to let go of a lot of things because they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right. Unless if it's equal.
Yeah.
Unless if it's equal. If you do something and if you're not reciprocated in the same way, do not. Because you need to nip it in the butt, like, in the beginning itself. Like, because, like, if I'm ever asked of anything, and that is from my best friend, from my mother or my father or my brother, anybody, I wouldn't ever think twice to do that for my loved ones, right? And that is how it should be. And I really believe that respect has to be both ways.
Fun questions. You'll have
Okay.
to answer slightly quickly, but
Okay.
we'll see what first comes to your mind. All right,
God.
Tejasswi. Tejasswi, are you ready?
Okay,
Okay. What are the funniest nicknames people have given you?
Teja is obviously there, and there's
Okay.
also Toti.
Toti, why? There's any reason?
Toti is basically, I was very young, and apparently Toti is like a branch.
Huh.
I think it's a Gujarati term. I think, I'm not sure, because
Okay.
I used to be tall and really skinny.
Okay.
So I used to be Toti. And then there was also a football player called Toti. So I was like, wow, that's me.
That is really...
I even turned that in my favor, man.
Look at her. She's just amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. What is the funniest DM you've received till now?
There was this message saying ki, hi, this is me, and I would like to talk to you. Please let me know what time you're going to be on the set tomorrow. This is my number, and please call me.
Really?
And I was like,
Guts.
wow, sure, I'll get back.
Soon, tomorrow, today, in 5 minutes.
Tomorrow.
In 5 minutes. That call's coming.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
The cheesiest pickup line someone's used on you. Can be a co-actor, can be anybody. Can be, doesn't have to be like an internet person.
I think the cheesiest was, oh my god, this was back in school when there was this guy, and he was like, somebody, there's someone I like, and then I'm just going to name the people, and then you have to guess the name.
Okay.
And then I was just guessing random names, and then this guy goes like, you didn't mention your name. And I was like, and this one was my best friend's brother. So your best friend's brother are more like your brother also, like be it elder brother or younger brother. Because we're more like sisters, so that family is more like my family.
Yeah,
And I'm like, bro.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Awkward. Your celebrity crush right now.
My celebrity crush right now.
Like someone you meet and you totally fangirl over. Like completely, haan, are, like that.
Like somebody I really hope to meet in life. I've always just been, I don't know. I think I'll just go crazy if I ever see Tom Hanks in life. I'll just die.
I think that you picked a good one.
I actually have like a bigger female crush. Like it's obviously Meryl Streep. So
Of
like
course.
that is like, I'll just like,
Worth it. She's just awesome.
Yeah.
You're picking up such good ones. Okay, I love that. Okay, an audition of yours that was really weird.
my first ever audition. They gave me a script and I literally held my hand like this and I said it like I was in an elocution competition. Like, how in school you're supposed to stand
like
in front of
that?
the mic and like, that was my audition. They're like, elocution nahi chal raha hai. Yeah.
It's okay, it's the first one.
But then I got selected. That was the weird part. They love the innocence.
They love
At
the
times
innocence,
you
the
don't
rawness.
understand. Out of the blue, just the casting directors and the directors end up liking the weirdest things about you.
Yeah.
The weirdest, yeah.
A misconception that people who don't know you have about you and which is obviously not true.
That I eat a lot. I mean, I eat like
enough.
thoda. But I don't like have like a big appetite. A lot of people think that I eat like in big quantities. I don't eat so much.
Some women in television, female actors in television, you feel deserve much more love, and why? And who are already getting love but deserve even more.
I'm going to stick to obviously Rupali Ganguly.
Amazing.
She's amazing. I've been a fan since Sarabhai versus Sarabhai.
I know.
She's too good. I love her.
Fantastic. Of course, a message to the girl who started her career, which is you. So if you could get that chance to give an advice, one line advice to her who started the career from this Tejasswi who I sit in front of me, successful, this brand that you are, what would you say and what?
I'll honestly just tell my younger version, do not take advices, follow your heart, be the brat that you are, and make your mistakes. Make sure they're your mistakes. Own up to them and take pride in your mistakes and grow from the version that you were yesterday, every day.
Fantastic. Well, on that note, thank you so much. You're wonderful. I'm giving you so much love.
Thank you.
Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day.
Of course, a little message for all the people who are watching the show today, particularly about this day.
Happy Women's Day. I know it's going to sound very cliche if I say every day is Women's Day because everybody just goes like every day is Valentine's Day, every day is Mother's Day, every day is Father's Day. So I'm going to actually just stick to that. Every day is actually Women's Day. We can make every day ours, every minute and every second ours. As long as we continue being the brats that we are, we take pride in our mistakes and we keep moving forward and make ourselves a better version of ourselves from the version of us that was yesterday, and never be apologetic for every decision that you've taken, and yeah, like just know you're a woman, just know you're a woman, and you were lucky. We're lucky.
We are lucky. On that
lucky.
note,
Yeah.
Thank you once again, Tejasswi. So much love to you.
Thank you so much. Love to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.